So where am I with dating? Hi, how are you? I hope that you're very, very well. So on the 19th of January 2021, I did a video called Guess I'm Coming Out. So I've been out for over a year now. I actually got a comment asking if I was going to do like an update video, like a 1 year on, first year coming out, how's it going, what my feelings and stuff. And I wasn't sure if I was going to, and then the date passed and it's been like a couple of months since then. And I was actually talking about this the other day and I was saying maybe I'll do an update video. And then I rewatched the video. I never rewatch my videos, never ever. As soon as they're up and on YouTube, they're not my business anymore. Yeah, I never do that. But the other day I rewatched it and I have a lot of feelings and a lot of thoughts, and I was like, I feel like it would be nice to do a little 1 year on video and share some of the things I've learnt and some of the updates, I suppose. It was so weird watching how do I describe it? Like, it's interesting when you've spent, like, I'd spent a lot of time on my own thinking about coming out and what it would be like and dating girls and whatever, and then actually living and experiencing that is so different. And it was funny to see like little Amy and, you know, where she was and where I am now. So 1 year on, a lot has changed, not only with like my sexuality, but just in the world in general. Like this time last year, we were in a full lockdown and I was kind of figuring this side of myself out all on my own. So pretty soon after putting up that video, I started dating a girl. I learned so much. It's really interesting looking back on that situation. I don't want to call it a relationship because it never got to that, but like that situation, I think that I looked past some like red flags or some things that were just never gonna work, because I was like, I'm out and I'm dating a girl and I really want this to work, and then the reality of it is very different. And I was so excited about the prospect of dating a girl and living out this scenario that I'd had in my head. Listen, it didn't work out, but I'm still really grateful for that time and for her for going through that with me and helping me through that, and what I learned about dating women and about myself. Oh my god, before our first date, I was so nervous. Even though we'd had these like, we would have like 6, 7, 8 hour like Zoom dates. We were in lockdown, but before our first date, I was so nervous. But I remember thinking, oh my god, I hope she kisses me. And I had this like realization that I had never been on a first date with a man where I hadn't actively thought, I hope he doesn't try and kiss me. Should that have been my sign? Should it? And then I was like, have I even liked guys at all this whole time? And had that whole thought process. You know, is this the reason why when I would kiss boys I would be like, when's this going to end? Or like not being particularly interested or being a little bit turned off by it and being like, when's this going to be over? I thought back to when I was a teenager recently and I was very into boys, but specifically very pretty boys. Like Jesse McCartney was like my all-time fave. And I remember saying to one of my friends, like, I was so scared about becoming a little bit older and in my 20s, and I was like, I'm gonna have to start fancying men who are also in their 20s because they just look like men to me. And at the time I thought it was just because I was like, well, I'm a teenager and men look like men because they're grown up and whatever, and I'm not attracted to them because they're so much older than me. And it was understandable because I liked boys who were my own age. But I think really it's because I liked the boys when I was a teenager who were kind of pretty boys because they had kind of feminine looks, and then as they obviously got older, a lot of men lose their feminine looks and they kind of become more masculine and stuff, and their faces harden up and they get more chiseled in like a manly way, and I just never found that attractive. So labels. The word lesbian still feels kind of weird to me. I think it's because you're a lesbian or I'm a lesbian sounds so all-encompassing, much more than like she's gay, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It's like you don't say she's a straight, he's a gay, but you will say she's a lesbian. I don't know, there's something about it, just something there. Also, I am out at work and I've had a couple of people say the word lesbian as though there's something wrong with it. They've been like, oh, Amy's a lesbian, stuff like that. And I think really that probably should empower me more, but I'm still working through that on my own journey. It's changing that perspective in my brain, and I'm still working on that. So I hope that nobody is offended by that. And sometimes I use it and sometimes I don't. Gay is probably the most comfortable thing for me. I kind of see gay as an umbrella term as well, so it's a little bit more ambiguous. It's still kind of, even though I've not dated a man since I came out, and the idea of dating a man is like so weird to me now. Like the idea of it, I just can't imagine it now. But it's also still a small thing inside to totally cut off the idea of an attraction to men, because I do still find a very small number of men attractive. I mean, let's be honest, they're all usually fictional men or celebrities. There is still a minuscule attraction there. So I don't know. So where am I with dating at the moment? So since coming out, I've dated 3 girls and I made one my girlfriend. Yes, I do have a girlfriend. Woo, woo. We've been together for a few months and she's amazing. And it's going so well, and I'm just a big ball of happiness, and she's so kind and wonderful and beautiful and funny and thoughtful, and we just have the best time together. We're so similar in a lot of ways, but at the same time we're super different, and we kind of balance each other out. It's very special. We have a really good relationship. Yeah, she is also a very big Gleek. I promise that's not the only reason I'm dating her. So yeah, she's a very big Glee fan. She's like been to Glee conventions. I only mention that because I feel like people might say, is she going to be in videos and stuff? She's quite private online. Like her social media accounts are all private, and we have spoken about it. I'm only saying this because I feel like people might ask. We have spoken about it, and I will share pictures and things on Instagram and whatever, but she's not up for like people following her and stuff. We may do a Glee video together at some point, but we'll see. We haven't decided, but potentially. Honestly though, it's been amazing. I've never felt this comfortable with anyone. I've never felt so settled and secure, and it's so easy. We just get on like a house on fire. We're so compatible. It all just feels really normal, and like normal is the best way I can describe it. Like everything we do together just feels right. It just feels normal. And as someone who has always found being romantic and being all lovey-dovey with anybody quite difficult, the idea of how comfortable we are is like mind-blowing to me, because I've just never been like that. I've never celebrated a Valentine's with anyone before, and this year we did. We went to Brighton for the weekend and it was lovely, and we like walked along the promenade and we booked a karaoke room, we kissed in the rain, we did a pottery class. It was so cute. Oh, yeah. So something that is more negative since coming out is a new perspective on homophobia, because friends, it is for sure alive and real. And listen, we haven't experienced anything horrendous by any means. And some of the hate crimes that I see, like, do you know what I mean? We haven't experienced that, and I'm so grateful for that. But casual homophobia and slurs as jokes are things that I've experienced a lot since coming out. They've kind of become more commonplace from people who I'm either colleagues with or friends with, and that's been a shock for me. We've gone certain places and it's definitely felt, I don't want to say dangerous, that feels like a very heavy word, but definitely uncomfortable to hold hands or anything. Or if we do hold hands, we've got like very disapproving looks. Or like you'll see somebody look at you holding hands and then they'll whisper something to whoever they're with, and then they'll both look over, and it's like, really? In 2022? Are you okay? And trust me, it's not in like a, oh, look at those 2 cute gay ladies. It's also funny because I grew up in the theatre. We're all quite touchy people, so I've gone to town with my friends and held hands, or I'll hug them in public or wrap my arms around them or anything like that. I've never felt anybody staring at me, or I wouldn't think anything of it, whereas now I definitely do notice the way that people look, but maybe that is me being hypersensitive, or maybe people can tell the difference between platonic and romantic touches between women. Oh my god, I forgot! I did go on a Pride march in September, and the group did get stopped, and a man did shout at us telling us that we were sinners. Which was quite fun, because everybody who was in the group, it wasn't a huge march, everybody who was there, we were all just like laughing about it, like no one was upset, and I don't know, there was a real sense of camaraderie, and I loved that. I never understood homophobia before I was out. I never got it. I could never understand anybody having an issue with somebody else, their relationships, or what they do with their spare time. I just can't get my head around it. Like, why do you care? But specifically since being with my girlfriend and the kind of like pure, natural, sweet love that we have for each other, I think, how could anybody be against that? Like, I'm happier than I've ever been, and I'm like my best self I've ever been. And then I'm thinking, but then like in some countries it would be illegal, or people would actively hate me for it, and I'm like, I can't get it. I'm so confused by it. I don't know. I don't want to end it on that. Anyway, I love my girlfriend. Yes, I do. And I'm very happy. It's all gone very well, and I'm living my best. And yeah, say gay. Right. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon. I love you lots. Bye.